Hey everybody, and welcome back to Tech Talk. I'm your host Tobiah, and today we're going to be doing a video review of the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. I'm also going to be doing a video review of the Galaxy Buds. They were included with the phone, and so we'll be going over both items in just a moment. The S10 Plus has a 6.4-inch Quad HD Super AMOLED display, Snapdragon 855 processor on a 7 nanometer architecture versus the 845 on a 10 nanometer architecture, 8 gigabytes of dual channel RAM, 128 gigabytes of UFS 2.1 storage, 3 camera setup in the back. You have a telephoto, zoom, and wide angle. And then you have two selfie cams on the front, I believe, wide angle and regular. It's an all glass phone. My version is blue. You do have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, stereo speakers, and I think that's about all the features that I can list. Oh, it also has expandable storage as well. So quite a lot of stuff in a package that actually it keeps a pretty small footprint, to be quite honest with you. In fact, I have a gaming phone that we're recording this video on, the Red Magic gaming phone. It's about the same size and it has a 6-inch screen. So because of the small chins, it still has chins, but they're relatively small on that phone. But because of that, it increases the footprint. So Samsung's managed to dial down the footprint of this phone so much while increasing the screen size. It makes for a really nice combination, in my personal opinion. So let's take a look at the phone. Okay. So on the the right side, we have our power button. Pretty much nothing else. This aluminum is a blue finish as well. It's just like a high polished blue. On the bottom, we have our 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, USB-C port, single firing speaker, and microphone. Then on the other side, I'm trying not to get fingerprints all over this while I do this. We have the, should be orientated that way. We have the volume rocker on the top and Bixby button below that. On the top of the device, we just have our SIM tray and microphone. Pretty much nothing else. On the back, you can see the blue just shimmers. It is a really nice finish. And I'm going to see if I can get a close-up on the edge here. You can see the seams. This year, they're really well done. I mean, I don't see any seam there. It just looks seamless. And the glass, as you can see, kind of shines through, so there's kind of an effect, kind of like Apple used to use a long time ago. So anyway, I just really like the look and finish of the device. It's just fantastic for what it is. So I'm going to put it into my screen protector, and then I'll show you guys the actual phone and all of the features and stuff like that. So I do not work for Tech21 or am I sponsored, but I'd love to be. I find that they have some of the best cases for, light cases. Like if you don't want something that covers the screen, or you don't want something that looks like a wallet, then I really like these cases a lot. This one is yellow, as you can tell. It's a neon yellow, so it makes the back look kind of green. But they're really well designed, they're really well made, and they do, if you drop this thing, it's not going to hurt, the phone's not going to get messed up. Now the screen, nothing we can do about that unless we did have the wallet type protectors, which I can't stand, or the Defender. So just a plug for Tech21. They have all kinds of colors. You can go mute, like a blue color, or grayish blue. So we'll turn it on. So the big thing that's different about this is the camera cutout instead of a notch. Also, the speakers on this are improved from last year's generation. They're louder and deeper bass. I had an S9 Plus, and I didn't love that phone so much. It just had a few different issues that I didn't like. So so you can see how long it took for it to boot up. It takes a little while, Samsung, they just, their UI is a little slow. So I'm going to show you guys the in-screen fingerprint reader. So that time it didn't match. Use my finger here. So you can see there's a little bit of a delay, but for the most part, it's pretty accurate. Um, See there? Now I had issues when I first got the phone. The fingerprint reader was really bad. So there's there's a couple of updates that you'll get that will improve the sensitivity. And then you can go into your settings, and I believe it's on display, and you can increase touch sensitivity uh, of the screen for use with screen protectors. So this phone comes installed with a screen protector pre-installed. It is a film type screen protector. It isn't a what do they call that? Just a protective film. This is actually a real screen protector. Some people don't like screen protectors, whatever, that's your personal choice. But this is not a throwaway, it's actually a decent screen protector. For a film, I like it. It doesn't have rainbow effects, it doesn't track fingerprints too much. And if it protects my screen from scratches, then that's pretty nice to have just preloaded. Um, so as you can see, the screen takes up the entire phone. Let's take a look. Sorry, I have this on the dark mode, so if I try to use the Samsung browser, it will be all dark. So you can see, sorry, you can see the cutout there. That's it. To me, that cutout is not annoying. I barely even notice it. There's another feature that you can do in the display. Now, let me see. Is that the navigation bar? So you can go into what's called full screen gestures, and I'll show you that. And you can have the gesture hints. That's these little bars on the bottom. I've already memorized everything, so I don't need that. So I'll turn that off. Whoops. And so now there's nothing on the screen, right? No on-screen menu. So what do? Well, if you want to go if you want to look at all the applications, you swipe to the left, up. If you want to go home, you swipe in the middle, up. If you want to go back, you swipe to the right. So if we're in an application, I can go back, 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 back. So that's not working now. So you get the point. You can navigate pretty effectively using that feature, and I like it. It's pretty intuitive once you figure it out. It's just memory. You're not gonna forget anything. So I really do like that feature. So there's a couple of features that are pretty cool. Also, the black or the dark night mode, I think it's called. So it blacks out everything that Samsung uses, including their browser, which I find that's really kind of cool, to be quite honest with you. Um, Android's probably going to adopt that soon, but they haven't, and they have a dark mode, but it doesn't really change the settings at all. So that's pretty cool. Also, Samsung allows you to buy fonts. I'm sure you can buy fonts with any other phone as well, but they just make it kind of easy, and so there's a lot of customization. In other words, now there are the Samsung atrocities, I will call them, which is all the Samsung loaded pre-installed apps like Facebook, and then the Samsung pre-installed software, Bixby, and other things that you can't uninstall, you can only disable. And when I buy an unlocked phone, I should be able to uninstall anything I want. Um, Personally, that should just maybe one or two pre-installed apps are only, but other than that, I should be able to install everything. That as long as the phone would function. Um, so I don't like that. Now I don't have the face unlock enabled, it is extremely fast. When you do, you don't even have to like look at the camera directly. Even in low light, it seems to work really, really well, but I know it's not very secure, so that's why I'm not using it. Stability wise, the phone is extremely stable. I haven't had any issues. Um, the network reception is pretty good. You do have some, well, my network reception looks low here, and if I compare it to, say, my Red Magic phone, um, it'll look like it has a lower signal, but that's because it's using the Wi-Fi, and my other phone can't do that. Now, because when I go outside and I don't have a Wi-Fi signal, I get a much more bars on the phone. So I think it's low down dialing down the cell antenna and increasing the Wi-Fi, which is fine by me. I'd rather have that set up anyway. The screen on this is just fantastic. It's absolutely gorgeous. It is set to 1080p out of the box. I put it to quad HD setting. I like the extra pixel density. I think it makes a difference. And the phone is so fast, with 8 gigabytes of RAM and the 855 processor, that nothing seems to slow it down. There's also a gaming mode if you wanted to enable that, which I believe, just like the Razer phone and the Red Magic phone, they have these applications that basically uh, limit all the resources just to the gaming, or not limit, but boost all the resources or dedicate them just to the gaming. Um, the only danger to that is if you're gaming, you get an emergency call, you're not going to receive that. So keep that in mind. So overall, I was coming from a Google Pixel 3 XL, and I was not looking to buy another phone. I was not going to buy this phone. It wasn't even on my radar, to be quite honest with you. But I had such a completely awful experience with the Google phone. And I won't get into all the details of that, but just to say that, I've been a Google fan for a long time, and I had a Nexus 5, and I really enjoyed that. So I was expecting a similar kind of experience with the Pixel, and wow, it was night and day difference, and not in a good way. I have a feeling Google's going to lose a lot of customers, because I know I'm not the only person that went through similar experiences. And what people put up with to have the Pixel experience, to me, it's not worth it. I like the Pixel only features. I really do. They are nice. And the Google Fi cell service works really good. It's nice to be integrated, but if they can't deliver some basic things, and it was too bad. It was too bad. So at the end of all the situation that I had with the Pixel phone, having about four different phones sent to me, um, all of them being defective except for the last one, uh, this is a completely different experience, right? So I get this phone and it works perfectly out of the box. I don't have any problems. The other thing is, if you look at it from a cost perspective, even on sale, well, let's not look at it on sale. Let's just look at the regular retail price. So if you bought the Google Pixel 3 XL at the regular price, it's $999 for the 128 gigabyte variant. This is 128 gigabytes. This costs $949. Now, it also has double the RAM and a faster processor, better camera. That could be, you know, that depends on who you talk to. Definitely a better screen and a bigger battery. So, in most of the areas, you're getting more for your money, and you're not really paying anything. Actually, you're paying less, unless, of course, you're buying it on sale. And, of course, this will be on sale soon, and so that kind of makes it a moot point. Um, so, I can wholeheartedly recommend this phone. And I am not a fanboy of Samsung. In fact, I kind of really don't like them because I've had so many kind of bad experiences with their software. Um, but I won't say that they've cleaned it up. I'm not going to say that their One UI is fantastic. I do like the customization ability, but it's still a really heavy UI layer and it slows the phone down. If we had, say, just stock Android on this device, I think it would be even faster than it is. And I mean, it would just fly. So um, that's kind of the the bad side of Samsung is the pre-installed apps and the bloatware and stuff like that. It's not as bad as it used to be. I will give them that, and it looks a lot better. It's a unified design. Um, the phone itself, the hardware, man, you just can't beat it. You really can't. They hit it out of the ballpark with this thing. Um, okay, so I don't want to get into too long of a review. So uh, let's take a listen to the sound so you can see what I'm talking about. Um, let's see here. Okay, so this is from my own music collection. I'm gonna turn the song up to about 70%.
I've been out, I've been down, I've been kicked down to the ground by the voices in my head. But you said life gets tough when you get older. That's why
Now I'm
I
gonna turn it all
raise
the
the
way up.
soldier. Fight this battle till the end.
So no distortion, and this is really loud. I mean, really loud, if you can't tell. Now let's do a little experiment with the stereo. So you can tell the stereo separation is there. There's a pretty good amount of sound coming out of this speaker as well as this speaker. I'd say maybe 40% coming out of this and 60 out of this, but it's pretty close. And the depth and range and volume is pretty fantastic for a cell phone. I mean, you gotta wonder how they can get so much sound out of such a tiny space. Now, on to the Galaxy Buds. So, Samsung included these for free when you pre ordered the device, and they included a really good trade in value, which is why I got rid of the Pixel. Um, so, the Galaxy Buds, are they just kind of like a gimmick? You know, what are they? Well, if you've used Bluetooth earphones before, um, you can get over the ear ones or earbuds. I've primarily used over the ear ones, and they're okay. Um, Actually, they sound really good. These earbuds sound fantastic for an earbud. Again, we're not talking over the ear, Sennheiser studiophile speakers. We're talking earbuds, people. Um, these work tremendously well for sound. It's very rich, it's very rounded, it's very clear. I can hear stereo separation. The only lack, of course, is going to be your bass response. It just doesn't have a lot of bass response. And, you're just not going to get it with these kind of earphones. That being said, Samsung says about 6 hours of battery life. I haven't tested that yet. I haven't had it run down to that point. I haven't had an issue. The only issue I've had with these is the connection gets a little flaky at distance. If you're going maybe actually about 15 feet or more, it starts to get a little choppy. Other than that, they fit really comfortably in the ear. They work really, really well. They pair with any device. I have, my Red Magic. It pairs instantly with no problems. They give you extra sets of earpieces and these little wing tips. And then you get this case, which also charges the buds. And they don't give you a charger for the buds. They just give you a USB cable. And then, of course, you get your standard adaptive charger from Samsung in here, a USB cable. They also give you one pair of AKG earbuds that you can use the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack with. So no matter what you do, you're getting a complete package. Obviously, these are really nice to have. yeah, I just, what else can I say? They're fantastic. I would buy these for the cost. They're really good, and to have them for free is really nice. It really feels like a complete package. You know, the pre-order. Yes, we're paying the full retail price, but Samsung is easing that pain a little bit by giving us these earbuds and a really high trade-in value if you have certain devices. So um, that worked out really well for me because my Pixel is losing value fast. Um, and if I would have waited much longer, I probably would have gotten less value than the trade in. So, all is said and done, I think it's a fantastic device. I highly recommend it. If you can't get the pre order special anymore because that's over with, don't feel that bad. The device by itself is still one of the best Galaxy devices I've ever used. I had the S4, the S6, the S9. So I've had definitely quite a few different Samsung devices and way many, cell phones. Um, this is the best one I've ever used, without a doubt, in every possible way. Battery life, 4100 milliamp battery, super fast processor, good cameras. There's just nothing not to like. And people complain about the camera. I mean, I don't know what you're doing on your phone. You expect a DSLR image quality. This phone takes great photos in low light, video. It's fantastic. So, and again, I'm coming from the perspective of I like really slim Android experiences like the Razer phone, which I had, the Pixel. Uh, Samsung's not my cup of tea, generally speaking, but they've really done an excellent job, and I'm really happy to own this device. I love the way it looks, the build quality, the sound, the just, I mean, you name it, on every possible metric that I would rate a phone. This one gets like a 9 on all of them. So until there's something else better, this is really good. And again, regarding the cutout, I barely notice it. I really don't. I'm not lying. Yeah, sometimes in video they will chop off that little end, and you can open that up in the settings. You can have it full screen, and I really don't notice that little spot. Maybe sometimes there's going to be something in the corner that you're going to miss out on, but for the most part, it's so small. It's really not a detraction, and because it's in the notification shade area, you're not missing anything. So I think Samsung did a really fantastic job. They made some really smart choices and thoughtful choices. Good design details. Uh, my advice to Samsung is get rid of the Bixby button. Get rid of Bixby altogether. Just integrate with the Android Assistant. Make that a seamless integration process, and I think your phone would be really, really great. And also, you know what? Samsung should offer, like they did Google back in the day. They used to have like a Google edition. Well, they should have a one edition of the S10 Plus. That would be really awesome. So that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching Tech Talk. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll be doing some more videos pretty soon. I have quite a few things to release and review. So stay tuned for that. Thank you again so much for watching. I hope you found this useful. If you have any questions, concerns, anything you want to find out about, just leave that in the comments and I'll try to address that as much as I can. Thank you so much. Until next time.